You are looking at the very much in-form Final Fantasy. Love this filly. She's in really good nick, and she's found plenty for pressure off the bridle in her mile races, suggesting that she'll enjoy the step up in trip. But we're going to find out about that. She's certainly physically and in terms of her form, George, in really good nick.
Yeah, she's been in tremendous form. Up £2 for that performance at Kempton middle of the month. And she's just a very likeable type. As you say, she's very, very straightforward in the respect when you ask her, she keeps knuckling down. And the time before that, when Rossa won on her first win, she's kind of in front and lacked concentration at times, but every time she got challenged, she pulled out a bit more. So she's a really likeable type, and it's definitely worth rolling the dice and trying 10 furlongs. Very
much so. There's a 9 and 10 furlong horse in her family. Otherwise, they're over shorter generally. Let's drop the one horse in behind is Complexo, who's sort of a bit wide at Wolverhampton, then one pace last time up. Let's drop another horse back. The other grey's number 5. I think could be interesting, the Silver Screen Star. I thought she shaped quite well last time on her reappearance.
Yeah, I thought it was an encouraging start, and Ivan's had the team in pretty good order, been placed in the well with good effect towards the end of the winter campaign. And if she needs to build on what we saw last time, but there's reasons to believe that she might be little bit better over the 10 furlongs. That was her first try of the 8. They've been playing around trying to find the most comfortable trip for her.
And the last one to leave the paddock is Forza del Destino. So they are heading down towards the start for this competitive-looking 10 furlong handicap.
Guys, are the thoughts on the action of day 3 at the Punchestown Festival shortly? But we're going to go to Chelmsford now for our penultimate race. The Bay Warriors 6-4, Final Fantasies 4-1, Complexo 9-2, Doombeg Farmer is 17-2, it's 10-1 and bigger the rest. Still, the Bay Warriors a bit easy to back here.
I am amazed that the Bay Warrior is 6-4 and Final Fantasy is 7-2. Frankly, the disparity between them and the market, I think, is ludicrous, and I'd have them the other way around, if anything, personally. But we shall see. The Bay Warrior is in good nick, and he ran one of his better races, if not his best race last time up at Wolverhampton. He's getting ready to win, I think it's fair to say, but he seemed to stay a mile and a half well enough. I wouldn't be going mad about the 6-4, George, as well as I think this horse can run.
Yeah, I think ultimately 10 furlongs would be this horse's ideal trip. I thought it was a good run last time behind Isobel. They drew a long way clear of the third on that occasion. The handicapper didn't miss it and moved this gelding up £3 for that good effort. And I'm just amazed that Final Fantasy is not favourite, because I think what you see visually, you would have thought 10 furlongs should suit. Pedigree-wise, she's not guaranteed to get it, but she's very straightforward. And the key thing for me with her is she knows how to win, and where a lot of these horses you're taking, like the Bay Warrior is a race maiden, and there's a few of them in that sort of category where you're hoping that they can turn the corner, but she knows how to get the job done. Yeah. She's been in very, very good form recently, and I think 10 furlongs might bring about a bit of improvement. It
looks that way. She does have a 9 and a 10 furlong horse in her pedigree, so there's encouragement there, but she finds plenty off the bridle over a mile, which she might just be a strong miler. Tonight we're going to learn that, yeah, for all the world. And I've seen her on track at Kempton. I've worked there before on a night when she's won, and I've said before that she was winning on borrowed time. I thought over a mile, and she had all the hallmarks of a horse who'd be stepping up in trip when she needed to. Well, tonight's the night that we learn that. She's looked like she'll stay 10 furlongs, but we're going to find out. I think Silver Screen Star is quite interesting in that regard as well. She had 3 runs in 6 weeks. Then the comeback run was over a mile at Kempton as well, where Final Fantasy's been winning. She made a move after the cutaway towards the inside, as though she was going to close in and lean her. She got stopped in a run and then just kind of came home in behind the pace, suggesting she's capable of a bit more. Her grandmother did stay 10 furlongs. I think she could be half interesting of those at bigger prices.
Yeah, I'm not a believer. I think I need to see something better than we saw at Kempton. It wasn't a particularly strong race for a 46-56 on that occasion, and as we said, she's had those runs in sprint distances. I'm sure she's going to improve for that effort over the 8 furlongs, and she needs to step up 2 furlongs to bring about a bit of improvement.
Colour change, Doonbeg Farmer. You may have seen that horse is in, I think, blue and red. Here we go.
So they're ready now, lined up, and they're off. With a mile and a quarter again in front of them, the Ministry of Sound Classical 21st of August handicap. It's a Class 6 event, quite a nice break. And just settling down in front then, well, it's a 3-way battle for the lead early on, with on the outside the Bay Warrior and Oisin Murphy just showing ahead as they come up towards the judge on the first circuit with the circuit to go. Up the inside, Final Fantasy, Complexo wider, and just being ridden to maintain position on that turn. Blue Galaxy in 4th. Blue Berets in the blue jacket next to the rail. Behind that one, Forza del Destino with Silver Screen Star, the grey. And then at the back of the field, looking on, the colour change, Doonbeg Farmer in the hands of Ellie Mackenzie. That's the pale blue and red colours. And there's about 7 lengths between first and last, as the Bay Warrior, the warm favourite here, takes them down the back straight in the hands of Oisin Murphy. It leads by about 1.5 lengths then to Complexo, racing in second place for Holly Doyle. Final Fantasy, she's been in brilliant form. The grey filly on the inside there in the pale blue cap, blue star on the inside of Silver Screen Star and the black and beige stars. The other filly, the other grey on the outside. Flanking them wider up then is Doonbeg Farmer. Then on the inside, Blue Beret. And just losing her pitch slightly, Blue Galaxy, with on the inside overtaken there by Forza del Destino. As they race on then inside the final 3 furlongs of the race, the Bay Warrior setting out his stall quite early on in this contest, trying to burn them all off, and he slipped the field on that bend there, Oisin Murphy, leading by a couple of lengths as they straighten up for the judge. Final Fantasy, who's been in great form, is trying to dig in to try and reel this leader back in, and the Blue Beret on the inside is running quite a good one as well, and also wide up, Doonbeg Farmer staying on, but they've got to go some to catch the Bay Warrior, who's really opened up the straight here and is going to make every yard of the running for the Mark Usher team. Oisin Murphy brings home the Bay Warrior to win very comfortably indeed by about 7 lengths. Blue Beret was second. Third then goes to Doonbeg Farmer, and fourth home, Forza del Destino.
Short price and absolutely gags up the Bay Warrior to shed the maiden tag, and does it in some kind of style. And makes a mockery of any suggestion that he was too short in the betting. Couldn't have been short enough the way he's won. For Oisin Murphy, he's controlled that race, and from the front, from the very start, and although Final Fantasy seemed in a good position, she has either not run her race or not stayed, perhaps a combination of both in the end. The Blueberry, was it, and Doonbeg Farmer chasing shadows, and it was the shadow of the Bay Warrior, and in truth he cast both a shadow on his rivals in the market and in the race itself. George?
Yeah, it was a very, very good performance. Oisin Murphy was keen to get to the front, and I thought one of this horse's sort of weaknesses early before was always travel too strongly, pricked his ears in front, just relaxed. Oisin was able to dictate on his own terms. I think he filled the horse up down the back straight and then picked up as he liked round the top bend and kicked off that last bend, and he took sort of 3 or 4 lengths out of the field, didn't he, in one hit, and was not for catching, much the best, and really, really smart